here is the review of my new laptop, hold on, HP 15 dk1035nr. It's $699. It has an Intel Core i5 10300H, 8 gigabytes of RAM, but I did add 256 gigabyte SSD. I did add a 1 terabyte hard drive. It has an NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1050 with 3 gigabytes of GDDR5, I want to say. Hold on. Yeah, it's GDDR5, sadly not GDDR6. RAM, I guess, video RAM. It's good value for the money, to put it simply. It's certainly not, super powerful workhorse, but it also isn't $4,000. It's at that sweet spot where the power for the money kind of intersect. It's not the best looking laptop I've ever seen, but if you're into the gaming aesthetic, it's pretty good. The rear vents, I guess the fans, when they would look like they're very loud, are actually very quiet. They rarely ramp up, even when I'm doing intensive tasks like video editing. The screen is good. Probably good enough for most of what you'll do unless you're doing extreme, movie grade video editing or photo editing. I did add, like I said before, 4 gigs of RAM. There is a spare slot in there, so if the 8 gigs that comes with it isn't enough for you, you can add any laptop stick that you want, DDR4. It does have a 1 terabyte. It does come with this 256 gigabyte SSD, which is very good, but I added a 1 terabyte hard drive because 256 gigabytes is not enough for me. I did have trouble in putting that in because for some reason the screws were all too tight and wouldn't come out. So, of this little plastic fake drive they put in, make things hard. So I did mangle the drive enclosure. I could get it in, it still works, but it's just the little metal rails that are meant to hold the drive in place are now removed from the machine, to put it that way. Let's see. The connector is just a cord. There isn't like a whole bracket or anything, so it did come out and I was trying to put it in, so be sure to make sure that it's not disconnected. Battery life is good for a Windows machine. It gets probably about 3 hours of heavy use. Probably gets 6 hours of web browsing. It's not good and it's not bad. I'm trying to think. Yes, the speakers. It has B&O audio. Except it's not B&O made, but it's B&O tuned. It's good for laptop speakers. They certainly aren't even just this Bluetooth speaker. It's this Bose Bluetooth speaker. It's good for just doing stuff on. Like if you're gaming, if you're just watching YouTube videos, it's good enough. I would not recommend it for audio editing or video editing if you care about audio quality very much. Trying to keep this video short. If I were to describe this laptop in 2 words, it's good. It's not super powerful, but it's good enough to probably get most of what you want done. I mean, sure, it isn't going to edit 8 streams of 4K video at some stupid amount of, at like 244 FPS, but it's also $700. It's a good machine for the money, and it's also worth the money. If you're in the market for a new gaming machine, I would say get it, and I'll put the link to the Target listing where I bought it. I guess it's not listing. To Target where I bought it, if you're interested in getting it yourself. I had another old HP right here that's 14 years old now, and it runs. The battery's pretty much shot. It's stupidly slow, but it works. So I'm excited for this one to last that long. I certainly won't be using it as my daily driver for 14 years, probably more like 2 or 3, but it's certainly cool to say HP laptops last this long. However, my old machine, which I never did an unboxing for, or a review, the box is right here, broke after 5 months. The hard drive died. I have it right here. It wasn't dead, but but when I plugged it into this thing, it would only work for about a half hour, and then it just killed itself. If I plugged it back in, it would work, but I'm not going to crack open this laptop, which, by the way, is fairly easy to open. All you need is to unscrew the screws on the bottom and just pry up the plastic, but it's certainly a lot of work to get files off of. I guess that's it. I'll probably spice this with some B-roll throughout the video. I'm just making note that at this point this will likely be cut. So, usual YouTuber spiel. Subscribe, like. If you want to dislike, go ahead. Leave a comment about some arbitrary topic. And an end card that I won't make because screw end cards. Guess that's it. I don't know anything else that I want to add before I hit cut. One take policy. Yes, looks in more detail. I know I mentioned that it doesn't look bad, but it also doesn't look, I mean, if you're a gamer, it's pretty good. This is what the interior looks like. I haven't taken off any of the stickers. I'm too lazy to. As you can see, that's the screen. You can see it refreshing. The keyboard's pretty good. It has a nice feel to it. Good key travel. Certainly isn't the best laptop you'll ever type on, but it's certainly very good for a laptop keyboard. It's not mushy. Good key travel. Brilliant sound. Just like every other laptop that I've ever had, it has very good sound. Comparing it to a few other machines. Why did I unplug this? Comparing it to a few other machines that I have. Once again, this old HP that I referenced, keyboards. Certainly has a longer key travel. Sounds about the same. I'm not very much a keyboard connoisseur. Good, it didn't start up. It has a weird thing where it does that. Comparing that to my first ever laptop, I could. I can pull out the chassis. Did I focus away to remove the keyboard from it? I disassembled it a little while ago. Comparing it to that, it feels terrible. I mean, this thing feels terrible compared to that. What's left in here, actually? I/O shield. Oop. Speakers. If I can, I'm going to restart it and see what I can pull off of it with the popping back in the screen. I think I tried taking out the screen to use an external monitor at some point, and it just came off. Okay, I'll reassemble that at some point. IO shield. Yeah, so keyboard isn't too bad. Intercore. This thing had Harman Kardon speakers. It certainly isn't a good speaker, but also isn't, I mean, wow, type keyboard, but it certainly isn't bad either. So, good, I've hit 10 minutes, so I think I'm going to call it quits here with, I never noticed this. It's plastic. See you next time.